Hi everyone, and welcome to the Boogie Mama Riffs. And today we're going to be reviewing Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won, which is basically another way of saying how Led Zeppelin, who came from England, basically won over America and the Western world. How the West Was Won was released in May 27, 2003, but it was recorded way back in 1972 at two locations, the LA Forum and Long Beach Arena. And for many years, these two bootlegs circulated called Burn Like a Candle. I'm not sure if many of you know that. That's a fun fact from Boogie Mama Riffs. This, in its entirety, it was actually called Burn Like a Candle, and there were so many different bootlegs going around, and it's a 3 CD disc. I'd say if you're getting the LP of it, it's probably 4. And one of the things I'd like to say about it is that when Led Zeppelin brought out their live DVD, Pagey just came across this, and I'll quote Pagey. In 2003, Jimmy Page said, "While I was searching through the archives for visual and audio material for Led Zeppelin DVD, I discovered these 1972 performances from LA Forum, Long Beach Arena." And this is what Jimmy Page said, or Page as I call him. "This is Led Zeppelin at its best, and an illustration of how the West was won." So that's basically what I was saying. This is an awesome album. I'd highly recommend it. However you can get it, LP, CD, Spotify, whatever it is. Some highlights on this for me is, one of the songs, my favourites on this is, on disc 2, is Dazed and Confused. And it's a 25-minute version of Dazed and Confused. I know there's some even longer versions than that. And it's one of my favourite live songs. One of the things I love about Zeppelin and I love about their albums is that when they played live and you went to one of their concerts, I wasn't around back then, but to go to one of Zeppelin's concerts, you would see another version of the song. Maybe it'd be the same as the studio version, maybe it'd be different, but when you went to one of Zeppelin's concerts, they basically jam. And if you don't mind me quoting another band from Iron Maiden, Steve Harris, the bass player, the founder of Iron Maiden, and if most of you know, Iron Maiden is they have some of the best guitarists, best musicians in the world, and even I think it was Steve Harris from Iron Maiden said, "Oh, we just get up there and play the songs the same pretty much every night because we can't get up there and jam like Led Zeppelin did." So it just shows you that not every band can do that. Get up there and have dynamics, light and shade in the songs, and just literally wing it. The way Bonzo, Jonesy, Page, and even to a point Robert Plant, they were just somehow in sync with, it was ridiculous how they could just, I don't know how they did it. They just got up and somehow, well, we all know that John Bonham was one of the best drummers in the world, and so what I've discovered, being a drummer occasionally myself, is that, or a musician, is sometimes when there's a change coming in the band, a good drummer or a good musician can sort of put an indicator on showing the other musicians we're about to go this way, and they just go in sync with that. So Dazed Confused is probably one of my favourite songs on this album, and it has some different jams in it, you could call it, or different songs. They had Walter's Walk, which was released on Coda, and The Crunge from Houses the Holy is actually on Dazed and Confused. I love that version. And also, Whole Lotta Love is another longer version. It goes for 23 minutes. And it has some jams on it as well, like Boogie Chillin', Let's Have a Party, Hello Mary Lou, really old sort of bluesy songs, and Going Down Slow. And so I'd highly recommend this album. And it's actually, like I said, a 3-disc. And I might just go through the tracks just so if you haven't heard this before and you're thinking about buying it maybe, or thinking about downloading it, whatever you do now. The tracks on this, the CD1 is Ladrone. That goes for 14 seconds. That's basically the intro to Immigrant Song, which is song number 2. Heartbreaker, number 3. Number 4, Black Dog. Number 5, Over the Hills and Far Away. Coming soon, my version of Over the Hills and Far Away on Boogie Mama Riffs and Reviews. Since I've Been Loving You, song 7, Stairway to Heaven. Of course, when Zeppelin play live, they have to add Stairway to Heaven. Going to California, number 9, That's the Way. So they added some acoustic songs in this set. And finally on disc 1 is Bromwell Stomp, or however you pronounce it, Bronera Stomp. And the thing about Zeppelin at this point in their career in 1972 is that they were all at their peak, in Page's opinion. I actually like some of the stuff they did in 73, like The Song Remains the Same movie, and one of my fellow YouTubers, JCM, hey mate, hey Jose, he likes the Vienna gig. I like Dallas in 1975. So they did do some other stuff, but in Page's opinion, in my opinion, this could well be Led Zeppelin at their peak live performances. And even Robert Plant, his voice in songs like Over the Hills and Far Away, he could still hit those high notes in the chorus. And as I said before, on disc number 2, Days Confused. Number 2, What Is and What Should Never Be, Dancing Days. You may have heard that in the intro to this review. And finally, Moby Dick. That goes for 19 minutes. I like that. If you ever drive along in the car down the highway and you want something cool to listen to, put on this version of Moby Dick, and it's just Bonzo just going nuts. I actually think that's at the start of this intro as well. And finally, disc number 3 is Whole Lotta Love. Number 2, Rock and Roll. Number 3, The Ocean, which was in the intro to this review. And finally, Bring It On Home, which is a 9-minute version of Bring It On Home. I really love that version. So I just want to say one more thing, is that John Paul Jones, some people say he was like the secret weapon of Zeppelin. And I just want to go through looking through this album, like it just said things like, I might just say it quickly, some of the things it said: vocals and harmonica, Robert Plant; acoustic and electric guitars, Jimmy Page; drums and percussion, John Bonham. And then look what John Paul Jones does on this live, by the way, 1972. John Paul Jones played bass, double bass, bass pedals. So you heard it here in Boogie Mama Riffs. Have you ever seen Led Zeppelin do one of their acoustic riffs? And you may occasionally see a shot of John Paul Jones with some sort of like organ pedals. Jonesy is actually playing like a 3-neck guitar and playing the bass pedals, the bass to the song. So that's how they did certain songs live. And Jonesy played the keyboards, mandolin, and Jonesy also did backing vocals. So he really was the secret weapon of Zeppelin. So I hope you like this review today of Led Zeppelin. I did a live one for a change. I actually did, the other live one I did was Song Remains the Same, the movie. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to bring something awesome. Thank you for being on our channel. We're going to rock something great for you next time, and we'll see you in the next video.